The diagram shows the plan, front elevation and side elevation of a solid shape drawn on a centimetre grid. In the space below, draw a sketch of the solid shape. Give the dimensions of the solid on your sketch. So what this means is this is like the view of a solid from the top. So the plan view means the top. So imagine if you were looking from the top down, so from above, that's what the word plan means. The front means literally, so you're looking at it from the front. So sort of from the front, and this is like from the side, what it looks like. So this is the plan, front and side elevation of a cylinder, okay? So a cylinder is like your tin of beans, okay? A cylinder. So how do we draw a sketch of that solid shape? Well, it is a tricky one, but you're going to need to practice it. So what it is, it's like a sort of bit of a squashed circle at the top. That is your top. And then you go down and then kind of give a ever so slight curved bottom there, ever so slightly. Just rub out that little bit there. So that is your cylinder. It doesn't have to be a work of art, as long as it's a recognisable cylinder. So you can see there, if you were looking at it, you would see your circle. That's your top, your plan view. And then if you go and get a tin of beans now or a tin out of the cupboard and you put it on the worktop and then put your eyes in line with the top of the worktop, all you will see from the front is actually a rectangle. And same from if you were turning it and looked at it from the side, you would literally just see a rectangle. Okay, if your eyes were absolutely in line with my very bad drawing here now. If you had your eyes in line with the tin. It looks like a bit of an angry face, doesn't it, that? Oh dear. So that is your plan, front and side elevation of a tin of beans. A cylinder. Okay, so here's my cylinder. I'm now going to put the dimensions on because that's what it's asking me for. So it says give dimensions on your solid shape. So we've got here, these drawings here are on a centimetre grid. So therefore, I need to give my dimensions in terms of centimetres. So the height here, the height is going to be the height here. So that is 5 centimetres. There are 5 squares there, 5 centimetres. And the diameter of that circle at the top is 4 centimetres, and that is exactly the same, as you can see, as the width of the rectangle. So that is 4 centimetres. So that is your final answer there. Okay, that is your answer. Okay, I'm just going to show you a couple of other 3D shapes that it might be worth just learning how to draw. So a cube is one of them. So you start off by drawing a square. So it doesn't have to be a work of art. A square. You go back a little bit on each of those 3 vertices there, and then a horizontal line and a vertical line, and that is your cube. As I say, it's not perfect. Cuboid, you start off with a rectangle. Similar to the cube, you go back a bit on those 3 vertices and then join up with a horizontal, bit wobbly my pen on the screen here, and then a vertical line. Not the best cuboid in the world. Try and make that a bit straighter. back, and then vertical. So cuboid, and then probably the only other one you need is a triangular prism, so like your Toblerone type shape. So again, start off with whatever the cross-sectional shape is. So here I started off with the cross-sectional shape, which was a square, because of course the faces on a cube are square. So you start off with the cross-sectional shape and then you work backwards. Similar with a cuboid, the cross-sectional face is a rectangle, so start off with the rectangle, and same with a triangular prism. You start off with the triangle and then work backwards, so go back and then just join it up. So that is your triangular prism. What's a prism? A prism means that if you cut it anywhere at this point, you would always get, if you cut it anywhere in that direction, same here, if you cut it along this line here, if you cut it along this line here, if you cut it here, you would always see the shape that is the cross section. So in other words, that bright blue turquoise highlighting is the shape of the cross section. So in other words, the red line, if you cut it along the red line, you would see a square. If you cut it along the red line here, you'd see a rectangle, and if you cut it along the red line here, you would see a triangle. So you get the shape of the cross section. That's what the definition of prism is. That where if you cut it in this manner, you get the shape that is the cross section, and it's uniform all the way through. So there's a couple of 3D shapes that you probably need to learn how to draw, but the answer to this one was a cylinder, and the dimensions were as follows. So well done if you did that.